Would you believe that consuming certain varieties of nuts regularly could heighten your susceptibility to cardiovascular ailments by up to 48%? Especially concerning for those in their golden years. This statistic has solid backing. It derives from studies documented in the American College of Cardiology's publication, conducted across numerous years. Now for the disturbing revelation. Various commonly stocked nuts in home cupboards can imperceptibly elevate hypertension, foster inflammation, restrict blood vessels, and even accelerate mental decline. Yet many elderly individuals consume them thinking they're making healthy choices. A particular nut, which will be identified further along, has been linked with substantial concentrations of a harmful element that through routine consumption might impair your hepatic function, renal system, and intellectual abilities. It's likely residing in your snack collection currently, the exact one that low-carb enthusiasts frequently endorse as healthful, yet it might be causing irreversible damage to maturing physiologies. Rest assured, this presentation covers everything you need. This video provides the most thorough overview of nut consumption, detailing which varieties offer maximum safety, greatest cardiac benefits, and optimal cerebral advantages, alongside which ones demand complete avoidance. Additionally, ensure you watch until the conclusion, as there's a troubling reality about the primary dangerous nut that remains largely undiscussed and could be severely compromising your well-being without your knowledge. Please support this video with likes and channel subscriptions for additional similar material before we commence. Also, indicate in the comments section your viewing location. Now, let's explore the 4 varieties of nuts that older adults should incorporate into their diets. 4th position, the skeletal strengthening champion, almonds. Among the most superior foods for an aging body is the almond, thanks to its rich calcium and vitamin E composition, which collectively help sustain strong skeletal structure. Bone breakages become increasingly prone to serious complications as we age, since our skeletal framework naturally becomes more porous and delicate. Natural bone deterioration accelerates beyond age 65, but consuming merely 1/4 cup of almonds daily will help slow this regression by delivering roughly 97 milligrams of calcium. Beyond their calcium abundance, almonds also provide magnesium, a nutrient commonly lacking in senior populations. This feature renders almonds truly unique. Magnesium functions as a transporter, preventing calcium from damaging arterial pathways while facilitating its delivery to your skeletal framework. The beneficial monounsaturated fats in almonds also promote cardiovascular wellness by decreasing levels of harmful LDL cholesterol, critical as heart disease vulnerability increases with advancing years. A daily serving of 15 to 20 almonds, ideally raw or dry roasted without added sodium, represents my recommendation for seniors. Almonds serve as excellent combatants against intestinal sluggishness due to their high fiber composition, approximately 3.5 g proportion, which impacts roughly 40% of the senior population. Most significantly, studies performed by Tufts University researchers have demonstrated that almonds can help counteract oxidative damage that many fear would impact their neural cells with advancing age. Look for almonds retaining their outer coating as they contain flavonoids in this layer that when paired with vitamin E double their antioxidant effectiveness. Warning: almonds may present choking hazards for seniors experiencing swallowing difficulties, so ensure thorough mastication before swallowing. 3rd position, walnuts, the nut enhancing mental capabilities. Due to their striking similarity to the cerebral organ they help sustain, walnuts rank among the premier brain foods for elderly individuals. These remarkable nuts provide the richest source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acid alpha-linolenic acid compared with any other mainstream nut. This holds particular significance for elderly brains since omega-3s facilitate neural transmission and preserve neural cell membrane integrity. Notable improvements in mental processing speed and cognitive flexibility were observed in seniors consuming merely 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily over 8 weeks. According to recent research published in the Nutrition Journal, the distinctive polyphenolic substances in walnuts may inhibit the advancement of neurodegenerative conditions including Alzheimer's and dementia by penetrating the blood-brain barrier and directly fighting inflammation within neural tissues. A lesser-known fact is that walnuts contain melatonin, levels of which typically diminish with age, potentially triggering sleep disturbances for numerous seniors. Some individuals discover that eating a handful of walnuts before retiring helps achieve more restorative sleep. The combination of arginine, an amino acid promoting vascular function, and polyphenol, which reduce oxidative stress, also makes walnuts tremendously beneficial for heart health. Indeed, walnuts can enhance blood pressure medication efficacy by helping seniors maintain arterial elasticity. For maximum benefits, store walnuts under refrigeration to prevent their sensitive oils from becoming rancid. And try consuming 7 to 9 walnut halves each day. As a supplementary benefit, you can maintain dexterity by cracking them yourself whenever possible. Don't be discouraged by the naturally protective flavor of walnuts. In fact, the slight bitterness signals their powerful antioxidant presence. Second position, pistachios represent an excellent approach to managing hypertension. Regarding the health advantages of nuts for seniors, pistachios may represent the most underappreciated variety, especially for blood pressure regulation. Pistachios stand apart with their low sodium content and elevated potassium levels, approximately 285 milligrams per serving, making them a nutritious snack alternative. This mineral proportion holds particular importance for seniors as it helps prevent kidney sodium retention during aging. It may lower systolic pressure readings by 3 to 5 points comparable to certain prescribed medications but without adverse side effects. Furthermore, the lutein and zeaxanthin in pistachios deserve highlighting because these carotenoids protect against age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of visual impairment in individuals beyond age 60 by concentrating within the eye's macula. Seniors can enjoy pistachios' satisfying crunch without worrying about potential damage to dental work and gingival tissue that harder nuts might inflict. Beyond aesthetic attractiveness, the antioxidants within their distinctive green and purple coloration help neutralize free radicals that hasten bodily aging processes. Pistachios benefit older adults through their practicality, preventing excessive intake and providing a mindful consumption experience that proves both relaxing and mentally stimulating. The shelling process naturally slows consumption. The International Journal of Obesity reported that discarded shells help seniors better monitor their consumption by offering visual evidence of intake quantity. If arthritic hand conditions affect you, partially open pistachios still allow enjoyment of the shelling experience. Aim for approximately 49 pistachios daily or roughly 1 ounce of unsalted or minimally salted varieties. For the 25% of Americans beyond age 65 with diabetes or prediabetes, the 3g of fiber per ounce of pistachios proves highly advantageous in regulating blood glucose concentrations. First position, Brazil nuts, a remedy for thyroid dysfunction. We've ranked Brazil nuts first because they support thyroid operation, an important yet frequently overlooked component of healthy aging. Containing 96 micrograms or 137% of daily requirements in just one specimen, these extraordinary nuts represent the richest selenium food source known. Since numerous thyroid disorder cases remain undiagnosed because symptoms are commonly attributed to natural aging, this carries tremendous importance as thyroid conditions affect up to 20% of individuals beyond age 65. Selenium, plentiful in Brazil nuts, proves essential for thyroid hormone activation, which subsequently supports energy production, metabolic function, and mood regulation. Beyond thyroid support, the specific fatty acids in Brazil nuts help preserve myelin, the protective sheathing surrounding nerve cells that typically deteriorates with advancing age. Seniors might maintain reflexes, reaction times, and cognitive processing speeds thanks to this myelin preservation. The selenium in Brazil nuts merits attention because it exists in organically bonded form, making it more accessible and easily utilized by your physiology than synthetic selenium supplements. Brazil nuts exhibit such potency that minimal quantities produce noticeable effects, and their luxurious, creamy texture makes even small amounts satisfying. Indeed, I advise seniors consume no more than 1 or 2 Brazil nuts daily owing to potential negative consequences from excessive selenium consumption. When shopping for Brazil nuts, seek those still enclosed in shells. This natural packaging preserves nutritional content longer. Refrigerate them to prevent spoilage due to high fat composition. Brazil nuts contain fiber and natural oils aiding digestive regularity, providing additional advantages for seniors experiencing constipation. Many elderly individuals seek satisfaction in less nutritious snacks. However, These present excellent alternatives due to their naturally sweet and buttery flavor profile. The most astonishing recent evidence suggests certain antioxidants in Brazil nuts may decelerate natural shortening of telomeres, the chromosome tips that normally contract with age and consequently influence cellular aging processes. If you're 65 or beyond, these nuts represent perfect options for you. In this upcoming section, we'll examine nuts which certain seniors might wish to avoid or consume cautiously. Inflammatory trigger number 4, peanuts. Despite widespread popularity, peanuts create difficulties for numerous elderly individuals due to inherent risks. Initially, understand that peanuts aren't genuine nuts. They're subterranean growing legumes. This renders them vulnerable to fungal contamination and aflatoxins, mycotoxins naturally generated by certain molds that can harm hepatic function and heighten cancer risk through regular consumption. As aging progresses, bodily detoxification mechanisms inevitably become less effective, amplifying this hazard. Even more worrisome for seniors is that peanuts contain proteins potentially triggering inflammatory responses in many individuals, even without actual allergic reactions. Aging persons already face heightened vulnerability to joint discomfort, cardiovascular stress, and cognitive deterioration. This low-grade inflammation can exacerbate all three conditions. Most Americans already consume excessive omega-6 fatty acids compared with anti-inflammatory omega-3s. Peanuts' elevated omega-6 concentration compounds this problem. Many physicians neglect warning elderly patients about potentially dangerous interactions between peanuts and blood thinners like warfarin due to peanuts' vitamin K content. The addition of hydrogenated oils, excess sodium, and sweeteners in commercial peanut butters intensifies these issues for aging cardiovascular systems. The 63% of American seniors suffering from hypertension already confront sufficient challenges. Even natural peanut butter without added salt can elevate blood pressure readings. Improper storage causes peanuts to become rancid and generate harmful free radicals, presenting another concern. Commercial dry roasting processes also create acrylamide, a substance with potential cognitive impairing effects. This particularly troubles individuals already concerned about memory function. Even if you've consumed peanuts regularly without apparent adverse effects, substituting our recommended alternatives, even 3 days weekly, can provide essential nutrients while reducing exposure to these harmful components. Third position, cashews. The sugar elevation that remains initially undetected. Due to exceptionally high carbohydrate content and glycemic impact, cashews present distinct dangers to elderly individuals. Cashews contain fewer protective compounds and substantially more carbohydrates, approximately 9 g per ounce, than authentic tree nuts. Approximately 25% of individuals beyond age 65 have diabetes, while another 48% have prediabetes. This triggers blood sugar responses potentially harmful for their health. This concern intensifies because cashews maintain positive health reputations. Consequently, many elderly people consume excessive quantities without considering potential impacts on blood glucose regulation. Cashews' smooth, curved configuration creates aspiration hazards deserving attention, particularly for individuals with swallowing difficulties. They rank among commonly aspirated nuts among senior populations. Nutritionally, cashews underperform due to high oxalate content, substances binding with calcium during digestion and reducing calcium absorption. This creates significant problems for elderly individuals already facing osteoporosis risks. For those already experiencing increased kidney stone vulnerability, danger increases dramatically beyond age 60 due to these same oxalates. Another concealed issue involves cashew processing. Cashews sacrifice substantial nutritional value during extensive processing required to remove urushiol, a toxic compound also found in poison ivy. Many retail varieties undergo oil roasting and excessive salting, introducing unhealthy fats and sodium, potentially aggravating hypertension and cardiac strain. Cashews contain enzyme inhibitors potentially impeding protein digestion. This particularly affects seniors who frequently struggle with food digestion and protein absorption generally. Many remain unaware of this fact. Cashews' creamy texture facilitates overconsumption, potentially contributing to weight management challenges during life stages when maintaining healthy weight becomes increasingly difficult. Regularly substituting walnuts or almonds for cashews provides healthier snacking options, presenting fewer threats to aging bodies while delivering superior nutritional characteristics. 2. With extreme caloric density, macadamia nuts present significant health risks to elderly individuals despite delectable flavor. They represent the most calorically concentrated nut available at approximately 200 calories per ounce. Metabolic rates inevitably decline with advancing age, further complicating already challenging weight management for seniors. Their extraordinarily high fat content, about 22 g per ounce, further compromises gallbladder efficiency, already diminished through aging. Macadamias can trigger painful episodes potentially otherwise undetected by the 15% of seniors with asymptomatic gallstones. Beyond caloric content, macadamias rank among nuts with highest saturated fat levels, roughly 3 g per ounce, potentially elevating LDL cholesterol levels, concerning many elderly individuals. Their density and hardness seriously threaten dental health for seniors with crowns, bridges, or weakened dentition. This particularly affects those beyond age 65 when enamel weakens through wear and diminished calcium absorption. Practically speaking, macadamias rank among most expensive nuts, potentially causing budget-conscious seniors to select cheaper varieties more likely rancid or improperly stored, exposing them to dangerous oxidized lipids. Commercial macadamia's nutritional profile already suffers, further compromised by additional sodium and damaged lipids through oil roasting and excessive salting. Their rich, buttery flavor might encourage overconsumption, particularly among older individuals possibly having less refined palates favoring stronger flavors. It's troubling that many elderly persons consume macadamias believing they benefit cardiovascular health, yet research demonstrating nuts' heart benefits has largely overlooked or minimized high-fat varieties like macadamias. Pistachios offer substantially superior nutritional profiles specifically suited for aging physiologies. If you've regularly enjoyed macadamias, consider alternative options. First position, pine tree nuts. Pine nuts, recognized medication disruptors, rank among most problematic nuts for elderly populations for numerous reasons particularly significant within this demographic. They're containing compounds interacting with over 60% of medications prescribed to seniors raises substantial concerns since these interactions could diminish medication efficacy or introduce harmful reactions. Many prescription medications interact with each other, particularly statins, certain antidepressants, and hypertension treatments prescribed to individuals beyond age 65. Most physicians and pharmacists never inform patients about food-drug interaction risks, raising significant red flags. Pine nut syndrome creates greatest concern, causing pine nuts to impart bitter metallic flavors potentially persisting weeks after consumption. While seemingly trivial, this can severely impact older adults due to correlations between taste alterations and decreased appetite and nutritional status. Research indicates substantial weight reduction occurs in approximately 42% of affected individuals. The syndrome apparently affects elderly populations more frequently, possibly attributable to taste receptor modifications and altered detoxification pathways accompanying aging. Pine nuts contain abundant polyunsaturated fats rapidly oxidizing and generating inflammatory compounds. This concerns elderly individuals already managing inflammatory conditions like arthritis. Their diminutive size and slick texture may cause aspiration. This particularly worries older persons experiencing swallowing difficulties or taking medications causing oral dryness, affecting over 70% of seniors taking multiple prescriptions. While protein absorption naturally decreases with advancing age, pine nuts enzyme inhibitors can impede protein digestion during this period. Pine nuts represent calorie-dense items potentially contributing to weight management challenges common beyond age 65 due to high oil content and culinary applications including pesto, their most common preparation method. Concerningly, emerging research indicates chemicals in certain pine nut varieties may accelerate age-related macular degeneration, the primary cause of vision loss among elderly populations. After reaching 65, avoid these 4 nuts. Dietary selections regarding which nuts to incorporate or eliminate can profoundly influence health, vitality, and cognitive function during golden years. Finally, remember that consistent implementation of minor adjustments yields remarkable outcomes long-term. Now we invite your participation. Have dietary modifications such as incorporating or eliminating specific nuts affected your health? Share which nut most significantly impacted your well-being. Contribute your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. We value your